Guys, I'm back again. Still Friday. No, it's not. It's Wednesday. I hate the damn my mind. This is the second video I'm recording. This was in my, well, Chelle found it. This is her cover that she wants me to do. And we had, as you can tell, this is a napkin. If you guys haven't ever tried this, I think she's shown it. I think I showed it also. I'm not 100% sure if I did a video on it or not. Sorry, I'm starting to get a little winded. So, but this is a napkin. And what you do is you take the sticky crap, put it on a piece of fabric, and then you iron your napkin to it. There's other ways to do it. I like this way because I like using the sticky crap. It's easier for me to do, and I like the results. So that's why I use it all the time. Just to me, it just makes more sense for me to do it. And since I do most of the covers for the most part, I like using it. I had cut when we were at Charlotte's. Been a while ago. I had taken all of my bowl material and cut it down into sizes that I need. And this should be a 9.5. Yep. By 14. Yep. Okay. So I measured this. The napkin is a 7.5. Oh, Lord. My stupid phone is ringing again. Let me pause it. I will be right back. Guys, so yeah, so this, forgot where I left off. This is a napkin, and we put our fusible web on it, and then ironed it to a piece of fabric. I do need to iron. I'm going to iron this. Then I'll go over what my fabrics are and go from there. But this really needs to be ironed again. I don't want it on that high. Get it really nice and flat. My goal is to come and take, let me see here. Gold this time. Sorry guys. So it's 7.5. Let's see how long it is. I'm not going by the piece of fabric. I want to go by the napkin itself. And to me, this would be, if I was, I would make it 12.5. I would take a tiny bit off there. So I'll probably make sure her napkin is going to be about the same all the way around. It's just over 7.5 there. If it is, let's do it. Yep. So the napkin is correct as far as, so if that's the case, I think I'm going to go ahead and edge the napkin, cut off the excess fabric, and it's going to get a little bit off. I'm not too worried about it. A little wavy there, but I think we will be okay. We'll have to see. Do this side first. I'm actually going to, I really would like it to be an even amount as far as, even though it will be colored. Let me make sure I get this straight because I don't want to cut it crooked. That looks good right there. I'm going to come in, get my thing, put my thing, I'm going to get it straight, pretty much right there, pretty straight. Come in and I'm going to do a 12.5, actually. If I did 12 right here, then I would have more for my edging. See, I'm cutting off a lot. Nope, I'm going to stay with what I thought, 12.5. That's what I will do. Go from there. Not big of a deal. Okay, guys. Sorry, guys. Okay. Now I will talk to you. Now that I got that cut, let's talk about the fabrics that I chose. And sorry, I thought about using a yellow fabric just because of the antique kind of to me it's kind of a yellowish, almost a cream color. I think it's just absolutely beautiful. I really love this napkin. And I picked this up and I liked it too until, and this is why. I'll show you. When I saw this, I didn't realize it was folded. I thought it was, when I saw it, because it's so thin. But to me, you can really see the bowl material. Now, it might not be a big deal once so that's where I was kind of, my dilemma was, I wasn't 100% sure if using this was the best idea. There was a couple reasons. For one thing, you guys know how I am about things being even. The one thing that I didn't realize with it being folded is look at the big huge design in it. So that kind of threw me off, and I wasn't 100% sure about that. But I'm thinking if I do this right, I'm going to have some for fold over. So I'm going to have to iron it, of course. If I was to do it right here and about right there, that would give me enough to do the fold over. I'd probably want to cut. And sorry guys, so I wasn't 100% sure about it. I am now. I think it will be fine. Sorry guys. So what we had decided was, like I was saying, we had saw that, and this is going to be on the inside, but here's that napkin. And Chelle happened to be over there when I was looking at my cabinet. That's where I got all my crap. And she happened to see this. I do not know why we had this out. I actually do believe it was for this cover, because I haven't done anything in brown for quite a while. So I could do the inside like this too, but I really liked this fabric for the inside. It wouldn't work very good being a sew and flip fabric, just because it is translucent, so you are going to see the seams when I cut it or when I sew it, and I didn't like that. So we're going to do the brown as our border. I think it looks really nice. I think it does complement it really well, especially when you look at that. So really excited about it. So let me rough cut a piece. I am going to put my sticky crap on my bowl material first. I'm not going to put it on the fabric, especially since this one I don't need a whole bunch, since it is a sew and flip fabric. And I know most of you probably know what that is. If you've been with us for a while, that's what I call it. Get my scissors. I don't really need tons and tons of it, but also I want to make sure I have enough. where was it cut? Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll just cut it from this piece. This piece is actually been, I had used it once before, as long as it's long enough for the top and bottom, which have got to be plenty long enough. So let me see, I'm going to do it about right here. Not 100% sure how much I'm going to need, but I got plenty. But I just want to make sure, try not to waste as much as little as I can, you know. And I think that should be enough by the time I cut it, hopefully. So we'll have to, okay, let me put that there. Let me fold up this pink fabric that I used in the pink lace journal. Get it folded up and put back up. We're done. Well, she probably would use, I don't know, she might use some for the inside of the journal. I do not know. That's her department, not mine. I mean, if she asks me to sew something, of course I will. Let's iron this, get this ironed, and then we'll start on that other part of the, get that other inside journal part cut and figure out the best placement for it. I really want it to be looking nice and not, I don't want it to look out of place. I don't want it to have a big thing in the center that it's cut off of. That would drive me nuts if it, so, okay guys. Okay, I'm calling that good for right now. That's not, let me iron a little bit more. It's got that big seam right in the center where the sprayer's acting like it's want to mess up. Set it on my sewing machine. I tell you some days, guys. Okay, let's get this one out and figure out what we're going to do. I really like this design, so I know I'm not going to want the edge. I don't want that because to me it's just not, well, it wouldn't look. When I went to fold it over, I would have that, and I don't want that. So let me iron. Pretty much have decided on this section right here. Kind of takes, there's more little things in it that I don't think would be a distraction as having this big half cut, whatever it is in the center. And so I really think that's just the right choice. It's not, do not know what this fabric is. It's definitely not a polyester because it's not melting. I didn't think it was, or I wouldn't have used my iron on it. So yeah, but so far, so I am actually not going to cut this yet. I am going to, I just wanted to get it ironed so I could look at it and see exactly how I was going to do it. And the reason being is I can actually sew it on or stick it to my bowl material. So, before I do that, I need my, this, I am going to, so I have a 9.5 inch thick. Sorry, I'm trying to remember where I put my ruler. This is 10. It's off on the edges just because it's been cut, and I'm okay. I'm going to straighten it out the best I can, and I'm going to do, I think, let me see real quick. I want to have a whole bunch of so let's probably at least 2 inches. So I'm going to make at least a 2-inch wide strip. So let me straighten it off. It doesn't really matter as far as the edges go, just as long as it's the reason why I'm doing these first is obviously the fabric is too long for my my cutting mat, and I don't want to have to fight it. So I am going to cut the shorter pieces off first. Then that way I won't have to struggle with trying to it's not necessary that I don't have to have a 1/4 inch seam on the edges. If I sew an 1/8 inch seam, I'm going to go 2.5. I would rather have extra, because on the black and white journal I screwed myself out of having extras, so really would rather that not happen again. It just makes more work when you have to do a border or a binding on it. And so I make sure I have plenty enough for my 2 strips for the top and the bottom, and I do. So maybe do 2.5. It should give me enough to, I hope I'm right about this. Boy, I did cut myself a little short. I can do it, but I think this one's shorter actually. Oh no, that one's about the same. I mean, just have to, this one will be rolled over. That would give me enough to roll it over, that's for sure. That would work. I mean, it really would work. So I'll call those 2 done for that one. Now my border, or my cover, is 14 inches. Really, I would have to have one that's going to have a much bigger length on it, because I'm going to have to roll it over. So let me try to put it this way, I guess. Let me just take it, because it's I have 17 inches in length, and it's not perfectly straight, of course, so that means that's going to kind of yep, that's what it's going to do, all right. So let me, my ruler is 18 inches, of course. So let me, I'm going to take it to the 1 inch mark, I guess. So I'm going to cut it straight. Okay, just so I know I can see where it is. I'm going to straighten this edge out. Man, it's, boy, that is really right at my, yeah, that's good enough. Just as long as it's fairly straight, that's all it really matters. And I'm going to have, that's, okay. Let's try doing that. ruler. Need more on, you know what, I'm doing a 3-inch strip, and what I have left is what well, it's going to be folded over the interfacing way, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't want it to be, I think, too much, but just go in our scrap bin, you know. Whenever you're cutting, you know, your does skip a little bit. Maybe you're cutting that kind of cut up a little bit. You have a thread here and there. I don't pull the threads very often. I cut them. That way, when you're pulling them, it doesn't pull your fabric. It doesn't pull the thread. My little buddy is out of the bedroom. I let him out when you guys in the first video. So he's up here now. Probably wondering what I'm doing, huh, Pard? A bitty Pard. Okay. So this is all I need for the cover. That's pretty much all. Okay. Should give me everything I need. So, move my ruler over here, take a drink of tea. Okay, get these put up here so I don't lose them. Huh, there's my other one. Oh, they're both right there. Okay. So now I don't need this right now, so. Like I said in the previous video, I actually had cut a bunch of, not bunch, but sticky crap. I have 2, I think, left. Nope, 3. I don't need that one. So I'd already cut these. So, like I said, I'm actually going to put them on my bowl material today. I still have to. They're not cut to length, actually. Let me do that step first. Let me use my rotary cutter and cut these to length. That way I don't have to worry about it. They are cut to width. I did them at 9.5. I do my travel journals at 10 usually, but unfortunately I didn't actually cut my bowl material at 10 inches for some dumb reason. Why I did that, I don't know. But I did. So I tell you guys, I save those because I can use those as pieces to fill in, like if I do need something that's a tiny bit short, and go ahead and I use one of those. Yes. I don't know how long Chet's going to be gone. Probably 2 o'clock, maybe. I'll have to see. I don't know. When her and Charlie get together, they have lots of fun. So, Charlie and Steve and the kids are our absolute best friends. They are. God made us a family, and been a true blessing to have them in our life. Yeah, they are just amazing people. So, okay, let me move my cutting board. Can't get that hot. Okay, I got my baker's paper. Try try not to actually get this thing real quick. Don't have any hair in it. You see it if you get in here. Never fails. Do your best, and there's still hair on it. But yeah, so I think she's going to be gone. My Forerunner is done. I haven't got it yet. I think I'm going to get it probably, I don't know. I have to work Friday, so I don't know if I'm just going to drive down Friday, but she may not want to go with me. She might be feeling really bad on Friday. I know she's going to rest Thursday, so we'll see. I have a few. I have to run over to Durango again, so. It's busier over there than it is here. We still get private locates over on where we live, around where we live, but Durango's really booming. There's a subdivision called Three Springs, and it's owned by the Southern Utes, and it's bonkers. It's where the hospital is, and they're putting a new Subaru dealership, I think it is, or Toyota, I don't know. I think it's Subaru there, and it's just, yeah, it's bonkers. We have tons of work right there, so Durango and around that area is just booming. They just got done building another stupid hotel, like we really need one in a hole, like we need a hole in the head. It's horrible. There's more motels over there than you can shake a stick at. It's ridiculous that there's that many motels. It's just not that much. Heat it up just a little bit more. I feel like there's still some sticky stuff on the heat and bond. Ahead and do the inside too. There's no sense in waiting on it. She got me, she ordered the handle for these big ones. I've been improvising and using another thing. Well, the dumb thing keeps sliding off, and it's the handle made for it. Okay, here's my other one. I wasn't 100% sure of this. I love the fabric, but just wasn't quite sure if that was the right fabric for the inside once I opened it, but I think it's going to be okay. Kind of won't know until we start getting it put on there. It'll be okay though. I'm going to go ahead and stick the inside down. Well, I don't know. I still got to sew. I hate to do that because then it's going to have an edge. I think I'll wait. I'm going to wait on that one. Okay, guys. So, that's the heat bond I need. I don't think my ruler is, yeah, it is Okay. Let me find my... where is it? My oh, I got this one. This is a heat erase marker. I use these all the time. Well, I tell you that, you put that stuff on there and it makes it pretty stiff. So, okay guys, I'm not worried about being centered or anything. Actually more, just kind of want to find out, I don't want to find, I'm not worried about finding the center of the, I'm getting gray, cover and all that, but I am going to exit pretty close to about right where it needs to be, mainly right here. I don't need it to fix the whole thing. That's pretty close. It's not perfect, and I'm okay with that. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. So I'm going to go ahead and now I threw this piece away, but I'm actually going to use it. So I'm going to line up my corner of this to about there. That is not going to work, is it? Yeah. Just need to get it really centered. So, let's see here. I'm about just over an inch. It looks like I'm shy an inch. So if I go an inch and an inch, I should be about right then. It's pretty close to being an inch right there. That is right at an inch. So these are the ones that need to be moved. Wasn't a whole bunch. No, a little tiny more. See what that does. Yeah, that looks good. That's just about right. And now, make sure it didn't move too much. Nope. We're good there. Now it's just the sides. And that's going to be, you know what, I'm going to try to do this. I'll put a little mark right here on the ends. That way I know exactly where my 1-inch mark was. And that way, when I get ready to do this, I want to make sure this is right. So, yeah, I didn't need 2.5 inch. So, almost 3/4. Almost 3/4. It's probably about the same. What is this? Nope. Shorter on this side by a little bit. So, I have noticed this bond stuff, whatever they call it, heat and bond, is slick when you take the paper off. So it is easy to move your things. That shows 3/4 of an inch. Still a little bit. No, that's actually pretty darn close to being right on the money. I am calling that good. Now, I cannot, I don't want to use my iron for that butcher paper, the baking sheets that much, just because I've been sticking to it and I really don't want to get all that sticky stuff on my iron. So, yeah, I definitely cut enough of the wide enough. I mean, really, I cut too much. Not 100% sure. So that's going to be what it's going to look like right there. Boy, that's pretty. I like this. I'm really, really excited about it. Okay, here's these. Now, I got to really think about what to do about these. These are the long ones, top and bottom. I probably am going to... actually, really don't. I really only need them as long as my as tall as it. Sorry guys, I tell you, some days a person's mind. Make sure I'm at, I still think I'm just over an inch, 7.5. So I would say that that's about, so let me cut these down to probably do right at 7.5. I know these weren't straight on the edges, so I'm gonna cut these down to actually just over, I think an 1/8 inch over 7.5. I think is about what I would need to do. So let me straighten this piece out. Now measure my thing here. It's definitely more than I need, but I really don't feel like trying to cut this down right now. So we're over here. I don't feel like cutting it down in half and making it what I need. I would just soon go with the width of it now, and then after I get everything sewed and ironed, then we'll cut off whatever extra I need. Is kind of what I'm thinking. I think that would make life a little bit easier for me. No sense in making more work for yourself. It's easy to do. If you don't cut things right, then you're kind of screwing yourself, and you have to spend more time trying to fix it. And I just soon just get it done right, or as close to right as I can. Oh, it's already 11:30. Man. So. Over here, get this, get my glue, my basting glue, I need basting glue. Okay, guys. Oh, where's my damn basting glue? I just had that stupid stuff earlier. Moved mine. Alright, really don't want to use her glue for that. Boy, her glue is hard, and when you hit it with your needle, you know about it. You will definitely feel it. So, I'll go ahead and do these first. I'll go ahead and do a 1/4 inch seam. I wasn't 100% sure, because I really didn't know how much I would need when I went to that way I knew I had enough to go over, so I was kind of a little bit wary. I wasn't 100% sure. I wanted to be sure I had enough to do it. Right there. Okay, let's see. Do this one. So I'm going to do these sewing flips, and then I'll probably pause the video because I know I'm starting to get kind of long, and I'll do the lengths and everything, and then we can go from there. Probably just sew one side of this, show you how I do it. Okay, I'll do my, there we go. That looks pretty good. Okay, I am not 100% sure that my orange marker is going to be seen over this brown. I guess we won't know until we find out. So what I'm doing is, oh, it's perfect. So this is my 1/4 inch seam. So I'm going to sew on that mark. And then I'll flip it. So let me, it's not going to be perfect. I would have went farther in, but that one piece you could see, and I was kind of hoping maybe to show a little bit more of the background. So let me do this real quick, and I can show you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to sew one side. I just dropped everything. That's all right. Okay, guys. Uh-oh, I'm doing white thread. I tell you, some days it just... It's a nice thing. It doesn't really take you that long to do the sewing machine. That wasn't even the bobbin I was using, but I think that was the one I used in the sewing machine that Mom had given, that Chelle brought back down. Model 99, which is they call it the baby sister to this model. I think it was in the 30s or something like that. But it wasn't locked up on me. Okay. I haven't done any of the work on my white one. Work being just my white rotary sewing machine. I just haven't really felt up to doing it. So I am planning on still using that sewing machine and turning it into a hand crank. I just haven't quite got there. So this one's actually really easy for me to say that. Thread my needle. I do pretty good thread in this one. Okay, guys. Let me see. I think see it all, but I'm gonna straddle that orange line and thread is actually on top of my foot, and really you want it to go under it or it gets caught, and sometimes it can change the way your machine is sewing it. Come on. And oh, didn't do my bobbin. Now, I'm not the straightest sewer, and that's one reason why I use a seam guide most of the time, especially when I'm doing piecing. It just makes life easier. So, I'll go ahead and sew both of these, and then that way I can get my ironing pad here. You guys can see what I'm doing, because I know we do have a lot more subscribers. We're starting to get hot in here now. Turn on the Probably doesn't help sit next to the hot iron, you know. But yeah, it's sewing machines. This was made in December 31st of 1916. So yeah, it's almost 104 years old. So I'm thinking about throwing it a birthday party, but I don't know if Chelle's on board with it. But, you know, I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't even know what kind of cake I'd make for it. And truthfully, I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to have it blow out the candles. Oh my God, that would set the cake on fire at 104 candles. So that wouldn't work. So I don't know. I'll have to get her, see if I can get her on board with it. But you know how she is. She's the Debbie Downer. She ain't going to want to do it. Oh. I put felt pads on the bottom of it. That way I would have been able to slide it back and forth on the table without having to really fight about it. Okay, so there's this. So what I'm going to do is just go iron it. I'm holding it so I don't that. Just mess up. Yeah. That's what that one looks like. Oh, I didn't cut my thread off this side. I still have to rip off the, but it ain't that big of a deal. So that's what that looks like there. And these will be folded over. So I am going to pause this. I am going to work on getting the long ones done. So after I get them sewn and pressed, I will be right back. See you in a little bit. Hey guys, I got it. I haven't done the inside yet. The reason why I did this first is, and I didn't put that on there, because I really didn't want to have that seam showing through the thing. So I got my iron. So I'm going to go ahead and start getting this pressed up and getting it ironed down. I want it to be I want them to have a nice, really crisp fold. I don't want it to be sloppy. Okay, so now I need to, this should come off right where the seam is, which is perfect. That's exactly what I want. Of course. There we go. That's same way with all the edges. This looks nice. Just, you know, if you're a detailed, you know, where you've seen where I've quilted them, then it's miserable to leave that on. But with a simple thing like this, it's not bad. But yeah, I've actually quilted it with it on our winter journal, and the winter journal I made was that way, and it was so hard to get off. Get the backing off the sticky crap. It was so tough. I know people say to go like this, like that, I think would work. And then I guess you would fold it like so. Which isn't bad. I mean, the thing with the reason why I wanted this to be this way was because I really wanted the brown to show on the edge instead of curling the inside material over, and then you would see it. And I really wanted doing it this way. It brings the brown from the front cover and continues it into the center. And that way it just, I think it looks cleaner. I'm not 100% sure about this, but I have a lot of problems with this heat bond stuff. It sure doesn't seem to want to stick very good. I don't know why. I'm going to have to glue that down because it isn't. It's folded on itself. So I'll use my glue right here. Now, you know, this is, you won't see that, so it's not a big deal. That, and the same way with this one's going to be like that, and then so I'm trying to use my basting glue. I have to have such a big spot right there. I'm afraid to use her glue and then really hit that. The glue part might be pretty rough. Might break a needle, wouldn't surprise me none. That glitter glue, boy, it gets pretty darn hard when you're sewing through it. You definitely will know you've hit it. So that looks pretty good. This might be a little longer video. Probably trying to decide. She told me to keep track of my time, but I'm not, I said before, I'm really not the best timekeeper. And she left. She was going to set my iPad to help, but truthfully it probably wouldn't have helped. I probably would have still missed the time. You know, you won't see those because the inside cover's going to cover all that up, you know. And I'm not 100% sold on the inside fabric either because it's going to really show this brown where, because it is so translucent, when you really would be better off probably having more of an opaque fabric. I really don't want it to be, the edges to be really crisp. So, okay, pull it around just a little bit and go some nice thing about this. It's really not bad to pull. Low on my basting glue. It's really starting to go down. I didn't make sure it was the same width all around, but I'm okay with it. It's too worried about it. Just as long as it turns out in the end, I really don't care. That's all I'm really more concerned about is this needs to go. This is going to iron. So, and that one piece is going to. Out of my glue there. There we go. So that's might end up ending the video here. Not 100% sure. But let's see what it looks like, guys, and then we can go from there. That's the way the cover's going to look. I think it's gorgeous. Let's see what it's going to look like with this. That's one reason why I'm thinking about ending the video, because I really don't think this is going to work now that I folded that black over. That will not work. So I'm going to call it good, and I'm going to find some other fabric and I'll finish this up. I just got to do, you saw me do it with the pink journal. Whatever fabric I'll use, I will just fold it over. But this won't work. I like the idea of it, but it won't work with that black or the brown. So, but this is what the cover is going to look like. So I think it's beautiful. I love it. I think that the napkin and the brown went perfect together. So, well, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm actually getting very tired, and it's definitely time for some, rest. So this is the cover. Thank you guys for joining me on this video. Please give this video a thumbs up, and please hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. And thank you so much for visiting, and I hope you guys have a blessed day, and bye, and toot zines. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye, guys.